private organization by invitation only. It is not a network marketing company. Okay, I want to make that clear. It's not a network marketing company. Basically, GBO came about to solve the problems that currently exist in the home-based business industry. And we're going to go ahead and start talking about some of those issues right now and how GBO's business model and approach to the home-based business industry is absolutely unique, guys. It's a category creator that absolutely changes the game moving forward in the industry. So just a quick disclaimer, you know, we're all adults here. We all know that you don't get something for nothing. So what this means is that as we go through this presentation, you're going to hear about different opportunities. You're going to hear about different income projections, so forth. But we want you to understand that we're not making a guarantee. We're not saying you're going to come here tomorrow and make $1 million next month, right? Common sense, you're going to get out of it what you put into it, but you're going to be able to see the magnitude of the opportunity at hand, okay? And so each member shall determine his or her own success, right? We're all accountable for our own success, and that's basically what this is saying. So success in the business requires some effort and some dedication. So if you're looking for something that you don't have to do anything with and make a lot of money, this is not this, okay? This is not a get-rich-quick type of thing. This is a solid strategy for approaching the home-based business industry to create more wealth than you ever possibly imagined, because wealth creation is creating something of value to serve other people, which we have here. It's a category creator, and we are implementing tremendous amount of leverage. So about us, the Global Business Organization is a private organization which provides a supportive environment for like-minded business people, okay, especially those looking for continuous growth and room for expansion, share experiences, and learn from each other. And basically our aim is to reignite the spirit of the entrepreneur, especially the entrepreneur that is involved in the home-based business industry, and to offer multiple programs and services to all our GBO members globally. So we all know that right now in this economy, you can't really rely on one stream of income, right? You have to now have a diversified portfolio and different revenue streams coming in simultaneously to really live the life that you want to in today's day and age. So we have multiple streams and programs designed for you to create and expedite your success in the industry. And our common vision and what we are bound by, again, is the empowerment of the home-based business entrepreneur. And we want you guys to think big and think massively. And when you do, we want you to think about GBO, because that's our model, is to think big, to think more strategic and more smart in approaching business. Even if it's from home, do it from a very business standpoint. So who are we looking for here? I can tell you right now that we are looking for business people, business-minded individuals is who this is for, okay? Because this is a business. You're going to hear about some amazing things, some amazing situations that we've provided for you. But again, we want to make sure that it's for the business individual, okay, and business-minded people. Our vision, you guys, is to be a renowned organization that provides multiple business opportunities globally. We want you to be able to feel empowered. We want to empower the individuals and organizations to achieve financial success by enabling people to work smarter and not work harder through practical and sensible ways that will produce greater results in the shortest amount of time possible. Because I've seen people come into the home-based business industry and they work with a company 2, 3, 4, 5+ years, and they're barely earning enough income to even quit their jobs. That's not necessary, you guys, when you see this business model. So it takes teamwork to make the dream work, and we're absolutely working together as a unit here with GBO Club. So again, what happened with GBO Club is that the founder, Sean D., we all been talking, and he started noticing and identifying certain problems that were existing in the home-based business industry. Number one is people get very excited when they look at a home-based business opportunity, and they want to join, but some of the companies now, when you want to get the highest package or the second to the highest package, they can be $1,000, $3,000, $5,000. So a lot of people have the desire. They have the work ethic, but they just don't have the funds to be able to join some of these programs. So we identified that as one of the issues in the home-based business industry, and we have solved that problem, my friend, because here with GBO Club, financing is available exclusively for our active and qualified GBO members right now currently in the US only. So you're going to be able to become a part of GBO Club and be positioned in multiple opportunities simultaneously, and we provide the funding for you. How exciting is that? You literally can join these organizations now without coming out of pocket for the joining fee of these organizations. You're going to be able to build a global business from the comfort of your home in multiple countries, and you're going to be able to maximize your income potential through multiple streams of income. In fact, when you add up all the different programs that we're going to show you right now, you're looking at close to 40 different streams of income coming into your household month after month, week after week, day after day. And you're going to have access to all the programs and services and all of our marketing tools as well. And so right now, you could literally register as an active GBO member for absolutely free. There is no cost to you to register as a GBO member. And you can personally, the only requirement that we have, you guys, right now is that you personally sponsor a minimum of 5 or more GBO members. Okay? We want you to do that within the first 30 days. And there's a reason why we want you to do that, as you're going to see when we start going through some of the comp plans of the opportunities that we have selected. Okay, so that's your requirement. Personally sponsor a minimum of 5 or more GBO members within the first 30 days. Now, not only are you going to be able to register for free, but the 5 individuals that you have selected to sponsor are going to be able to join for free as well. So you're going to be able to automatically participate and have full access to all GBO programs and services, maintain your yearly membership fee of $120. And I know some of you might be thinking right now, oh, so there is a fee. No, we actually include the $120 into our funding. Okay, so you don't pay it out of pocket, but this time next year, on your anniversary date of being in the organization for a year, then you would pay that $120 membership fee. Okay, so there's no money out of pocket for you right now in the beginning stages. And then, of course, you must agree to our terms and our conditions. Now, the beautiful thing about GBO Club is that one of the other issues that we identified as a problem in the home-based business industry, number one, is the funding, right? Most people do not have the funds necessary to join some of the amazing programs out there in the networking industry. Well, we've covered that. We will actually provide funding for you. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more detail here in just a moment. But the other aspect that we identified as a problem in the home-based business industry is that you can be part of a company, build that company, and suddenly the company merges. They change their comp plan. They close their doors. And now you and your team are left stranded, right? You're looking for a new home now. Now you have to start all over and rebuild a completely new company and completely new business. We have solved that problem, my friend, because now we are partnering with and identifying and endorsing multiple programs as part of our portfolio, and we're providing multiple programs for our members. So what happens here is if something happens to one of these organizations that we're going to discuss here in a moment, it's okay because we already still have plenty of income being generated from the multiple streams that we have and the multiple programs, okay? Now, what are the qualifying requirements for the funding? I'm sure a lot of you are wondering that right now. Well, you must complete a financing application and submit to all of our financing requirements. In the very beginning, we had a certain amount of funding that we were doing. Since then, and we were checking the credit right away, we discovered that a lot of people have really bad credit out there, right? It's kind of hard out there right now. And so a lot of great people have just gone through some bad times. And so credit has been an issue. So what we decided to do was do our funding in different phases, multiple phases. So the first set of funding we are going to do without a credit requirement. Okay, so you don't have to have a certain credit score at a certain level to be funded with our organization. Okay, so the first rounds of funding, we don't even worry about that. So that's exciting news. That's something that we have changed and switched up here recently. Okay, then you personally sponsor a minimum of 5 or more GBO members within your first 30 days. Okay, and then after completing steps 1 and 2, initial funding will be released by our financial institutions and our funding partners. Okay, so again, we want you to help your 5 at that point get their 5 as well, because it's going to start growing and snowballing the membership of GBO Club. And I can tell you guys that we are over 2,000 people now that have registered with GBO Club in literally the past 3.5 weeks. Okay, so it's growing extremely, extremely quickly. Now, at the very bottom it says, financing is available to active and qualified GBO members. You have your 5 sponsors in the U.S. only at this time. Now, the financing institutions, of course, will have some of their own requirements. We're always working with new partners, etc. One of the requirements right now is that as we fund you, nothing comes out of your pocket, but they do want to ensure that you have at least $400 in your bank, that you have an actual bank account, okay? Because they do want to make sure you're a real person that has a real bank account. Now, this, you guys, is one of the only programs I've seen of its kind. This is a new paradigm shift to the home-based business industry. It's a no cash out-of-pocket program. Okay, now I just mentioned that they want to make sure you have a bank account, okay, because no one's going to lend you money and they can't identify who you are. They want to make sure you actually have a bank account. You're a real person. You're a business-minded person. So we're going to fund you to actually start your business with all these different programs, but we want to make sure you have a bank account and at least $400 in your bank account, okay, just for a quick verification. But you technically you are not spending any money out of your pocket, okay? So you don't have to give us any money. We're not charging you anything whatsoever. No cash out of pocket. So this, again, is only offered to our GBO qualified members. So we have two different options here. Option number one is we can actually fund you all the way up to $18,000. Now, here's what's exciting about this. We started off this way, but we realized that some people were like, wow, 18,000, that's a lot. So we've broken it down now into two phases of funding. So the first phase of funding is $3,500 and $5,000, which we now have happening pretty much simultaneously. So it'll be about $8,500, and you're able to get into all of our different programs. Now, one of the things that we also realized, as I mentioned earlier, is that a lot of people have bad credit. Great people, I mean, not bad people, just went through some hard times. So we all know that right now, credit means more than money, right? So if you want to get things in life, you have to have credit. Some people don't even care how much cash you have. It's really about your credit. So what we want to do for our members is restore your credit. And the reason we want to do that is because we have some amazing things coming up down the road in 2016 for our members that's going to absolutely blow you away. So we're going to help you restore your credit and get it back above 700. We want it to be around 730. So we're going to fix your credit for you. Now, some of the companies that we identified that we want to be a part of is Karatbars. So you're going to be able to be actually in the gold package of Karatbars. You're going to be able to be in World Global Network. You're going to be able to be in Hop Rockets and iMarkets Live. Now, Jeunesse is no longer one of the companies that we are endorsing for our members, okay, because we found some other things that we think are a much better fit for our members at this particular time, okay? And then, of course, we have a business consulting and management fee, which is basically 20% of the funded amount, okay? So this does not come out of your pocket or anything right away. This is just 20% of the funded amount, okay? So that doesn't come out of your pocket. It comes out of the funding, okay? Then the option two is self-financing. We've had members who have said, or individuals that have said, you know what, this is great. I love what you guys are doing, creating all these multiple streams at one time. I don't need the funding. I have my own money, and I would just rather come in and pay for these organizations myself. So you are actually able to do that, okay? So you can do self-financing and just join these organizations with us, but you're going to be able to leverage the power of our membership, and I'm going to show you and explain what that is as we start moving through the comp plan. Now, one of the other areas that we identified, of course, is the monthly auto ships. So we're going to show you how those are going to be taken care of for you as well, so you can create real residual income. Okay, so very, very exciting things. Now, if you do the self-funding, you do need to cover the monthly memberships on all these programs as well, because that's a very big, important aspect of what we are trying to accomplish here with GBO Club. Okay, but with the funding, all of that can be handled for you. So right now we have identified 4 programs that we are endorsing and bringing to our members, and we have more coming soon. But in the beginning, we have 4 different companies that we have identified as being companies that we believe are going to be substantial for our members. Number one is that we want you guys to create real wealth, not pretend wealth, but real wealth out there in the world, so you can leave a legacy for your children's children. Now, one of the things we realize is that with currency, the US dollar right now, since we are only in the US at this moment, the US dollar is decreasing in value rapidly. If you're unaware of it, you need to do some research. It's decreasing rapidly, which means what $1,000 used to be 2 years ago is not the same anymore. So if you have $2,000, you don't really have $2,000 worth of value. because the dollar is decreasing rapidly. So what we decided to do was partner with and endorse a company called Karatbars. It provides you an opportunity to exchange your cash for gold at the rate you can easily afford. Now here's the thing about Karatbars. They're in over 120 countries. We always want to make sure the companies that we identify and endorse to our members are solid companies and they're global, because we have a global expansion strategy for GBO Club. Now the thing about gold, you guys, it's the 4th most traded commodity in the entire world. Okay, it's massive compared to the US dollar. A lot of people have been interested in gold, but they have no idea how to get it. So we're going to actually show you how you can get gold coming into your household every single month. Now, one of the things about the Karatbars platform is that they have literally 7 different income options. Okay, all the companies that we have chosen have daily pay, weekly pay, and monthly pay. Okay, now one of the things I like about Karatbars is it has a unilevel aspect to it, and I'll go over what that means here in just a moment, but they also have a dual team aspect to their compensation structure. Some of you might know it as a binary, right? So you're going to get paid weekly on the volume that comes into your organization. Now here's what's exciting over here. We are going to be putting you guys at either the highest package or second to highest package. When we first start with Karatbars, we're going to have you guys at the gold package. So with the amount of volume and people coming into your organization, the volume and commissions you're going to make on the binary is absolutely tremendous, you guys. So right now, we already have, again, over 2,000 people in just 3.5 weeks. Okay, so think about how many people that is into your organization. What we're doing is every time we do a batch, we are going to be sending these companies, we're going to wire the money for all the new people in this batch. So let's just say this week we send over 500 people, right? So we send the money to the organization. These 500 people are placed. Let's say you're in this week's batch. And then next week we do another 500 people. Well, guess what? Because you're part of GBO Club and our membership, now you're going to have these 500 people falling into your organization. Not only in Karatbars, but in each company. You are starting to create real wealth and leverage in multiple companies simultaneously at the same time for the same amount of effort. Okay, and this is going to really hit home here in just a moment. Now, we also understand that in the business world, you've already heard the saying before. It says, be a friend of the trend. Well, I take it a step further and I say you're either going to spend money in a trend or you're going to make money in a trend. We want you guys to make money in a trend, so we're constantly out there identifying some of the biggest trends happening right now in the world. Now, we've all listened to CNN, which I call constant negative news, and Fox News, where they try to get you into a scarcity mindset. They tell you that the economy is collapsing, there's no more money in the world. Well, that's not true. There's actually more money in the world than ever before because they're printing more. It's just that the wealth is transitioning, right? It's transitioning hands and who it belongs to, right? So there's that divide that's happening more and more, but it's not that the money's gone, it's just transitioning. So actually there's more millionaires and billionaires in the world today, more than there's ever been before. And it's usually, if you do the research, because they're involved in something with the internet, technology, or communications. So the technology industry, you guys, is a $300 billion market with over 4 billion customers worldwide. So we wanted to tap into this market because we realized how massive it is. And Marissa says wealth transfer. Absolutely. There's a wealth transference that's happening right now at a very rapid rate. And we don't want you guys to get left behind because the middle class right now is disappearing. So it's becoming now where people are going to either be extremely wealthy or extremely poor. Middle class is disappearing very, very quickly. So you need to find unique opportunities like this that can help you sustain yourself and actually advance to the wealthy category, okay, to the 5%. That's what we want for you guys. So we identified World Global Network as being one of the companies we wanted to really endorse because, one, it's a publicly traded organization. They're in over 150 countries around the world. They're a solid organization. And in the technology space and communication space, they're very unique. They are a category creator company. They're the only company in the world that has their products and services, including the world's first 5G phone. As you see right here, they have the world's first 5G technology. and they have these 5G space stations that illuminate the 5G signal, and everyone is able to earn revenue share from every single person around the world using this 5G signal. So it's a massive, massive company, and they also have mini wearable technology, which is growing at a rate 5 times faster than the smartphone. So we've said, you know what, this company is onto something very special here. They've been written up in Forbes magazine, etc., and they're category creators. So we were excited about identifying this company and endorsing this to our membership. But here's one of the other reasons. We right now have 15 different ways of getting paid with World Global Network. Okay, multiple streams of income, you guys. That's what this is all about, is multiple streams of income. So we have infinite ways for you to succeed. Now, one of the other things is the travel industry, right? I love traveling. Who here on this line right now loves to travel? If you love to travel, say me. You know, I've been around the world, you guys. You know, I do a lot of speaking around the world at different events. And so I'm all over the place, and I work with clients all around the world. And you got to get out there and see the world, because it's kind of like reading a book. If you don't travel, it's like you've never read one page of a book. That's how I view life. So you got to get out there. But here's the thing. With travel, I love that we identified this company, because travel is usually on every single person's bucket list. And for a lot of companies, it's their prize. And what I mean by that is, when people have contests in companies, they say, oh, if you win this contest, we're going to send you on a trip, right? But we actually have the prize as one of our products. So it's an $8.1 trillion industry, and we identified Hop Rockets as a fast growing organization in the travel industry. And one of the things we liked about it is, remember I told you guys in the very beginning, your qualification with GBO Club is to sponsor 5 people personally. Okay, remember, 5 people is what you're going to sponsor in the first 30 days. Well, look at this. So with Hop Rockets, 3 and it's free. So once you personally sponsor 5 individuals, guess what? You are no longer paying a monthly subscription. So once we plug you into Hop Rockets, you immediately do not have a monthly subscription. How exciting is that? And you're going to be able to start traveling around the world and doing amazing things, but they have 8 different ways for you to get paid. Now, one of the things I love is that they're going to customize trips for us. We're going to be able to travel around the world together. How many of you would love to go be on the other side of the world right now on vacation and come back worth more money than when you left? How many of you guys would love to have that happen in your life? Or go to sleep and wake up worth more than when you went to bed? I've done this, you guys. I've been around the world and have been making money while I'm on the beach and while I'm enjoying life, and come back worth more money than when I went to bed, even though I didn't work. Why? Because we used massive, massive leverage, right? It's all about leverage to create wealth. So that's what we're doing here. We're leveraging all these different comp plans. We're leveraging the power of our membership. So they're going to have humanitarian tours. They have lifestyle bonuses up to $3,000 per month, and rank advancement bonuses of $100,000, you guys. But I love this right here, 2% of the company's unilevel monthly sales, right, as a bonus. But this is what's going to blow your mind, you guys. Ron says, yes, absolutely. Vanessa says, that would be amazing. Great. Look at this, you guys. Now, I want you to understand, when your 5 get 5, that becomes 25. When those 5 get 5, that's 125. Then those 5 get 5, that's 625 or $27. I mean, people. So we're going to come back to this, but I want you to look at their climb bonus. When your original team reaches 100 elites, all of you will be coming into Hop Rockets as elite members. Okay, and again, you're not paying for it. GBO Club is funding it for you. You're going to come in as elite members, okay? And every time there's 100 elite members, you get a $5,000 bonus unlimited. So with this program, you got to have 3 individual personally sponsored people. And when you build those teams, or that team, to 100 people, you get a $5,000 climb bonus. But how many people are we starting with? Someone type it in right now. How many people are you starting with when we plug you into GBO Club and into these companies? 5. Ron says 5. Absolutely. So that's the reason we picked 5, you guys. There was a reason for it. So you already have your 5. And so once that grows to 100 people, that's $5,000. Okay, and we're going to come back to that here in just a moment to really put in some numbers here. Now, the Forex and futures trading industry is a $5.3 trillion daily industry. Keyword there is daily. Now, how many of you go to work, right? And Ron says it won't take that long. Absolutely not, Ron. We're way over that already. So how many of you guys commute to work every day? You get into your car, you drive for a couple of hours to your office, you work for 10 hours, 8 hours, whatever it is, and you come back home. And you do this over and over again to earn X amount of revenue. Well, we want you guys to start being smart. GBO is all about being strategic, okay? And the way that you create wealth is instead of you going to work, leverage your money, right? I don't have to go to work. I send my money out to the workplace for me to make me money. So use your money to make you more money. So instead of me going and working 9 to 5, send your money out to go work for you and bring you back more money. And again, this is a trillion-dollar industry daily. Now, the thing about trading commodities and futures, etc., in the Forex industry and currencies, a lot of people want to do it, they just don't know how to do it. So here, this company that we identified, iMarkets Live, is going to show you exactly how they do it, and they bring back tremendous returns when they're trading. But not only that, you're going to be able to leverage with their software and their experts as well if you don't want to do the trading yourself. But here's why we're excited about Hop Rockets. They have 8 different income streams, infinity bonuses, 100% matching, team residuals, etc. But here's what I want you guys to think about. Again, you are starting with 5 individuals. We give you 30 days to get your 5. I teach my team to get their 5 within the first 3 days, 48 hours to 3 days, right? Why? This is why. Because when we plug you into iMarkets Live, some of you might be thinking right now, well, how am I going to pay back the loan that they're going to give me and the funding that they're going to give me? You're going to pay it back through these commissions that you're earning. Let me show you an example here. Every single company that we are putting you into have what they call a fast start commission, okay? Every single company has fast start commission. So here, when you plug in your 5 people, for just 3 people alone, that's already $600 in your pocket immediately. But you're doing 5 people. So you're going to make around $997, almost $1,000 immediately from iMarkets Live in this one way of getting paid. Now, is that exciting or is that exciting? Right? Almost $1,000. This is just one company and one way of getting paid. Remember, you're going into multiple companies, you and your 5 people and your entire team simultaneously. Now, look at this, you guys. So here, let's say that this is you. Okay, now this is pay that you can get daily, and this is their weekly pay. Now, let's just say that this is you right here. And remember, you're going to come in with your 5 individuals. And so let's just say this is me. You've already made your $150 from me in this company, but I have to bring 5 people as well, right? I'm going to bring my 5 with me as well. But look what happens here. I want you guys to pay attention. So the 5 that I bring in immediately are going to be on level 2 for you. Well, for level 2, you get $40 per person. Are you guys getting that? You get $40 per person. 40 times 5 is what? That's $200, right? That you make there. We can do more than 5. You don't have to stop at 5. We can, we can sign up as many people as we want to. So let's just say everyone, for the sake of easy math, did 5 people. So you're going to make $200 on all my 5 people added up total. On your second level, $200 for this person, $200 for that person, $200 for that person, $200 for that person on all of their 5 people, because your 5 are going to bring 5. Are you guys getting the picture? That's another $1,200 right there. Now, on that level, because each one of those 5 are going to bring their 5, that becomes your third level. It's another $40 for each one of those 5 people that come in on your third level, and then $20 and so on and so forth for 12 levels, you guys. Are you guys getting the picture here how big this is? This is absolutely massive what we're talking about. That's weekly pay. Then we have our monthly pay over here, which I absolutely love. They have a 3x8 matrix. Now, let's do some easy math. Now, your first level, and actually we'll come back to this here in just a moment, but when you fill out this matrix, you're going to have 9,840 people in your matrix, and you get $3.80 for every single person in your matrix paid monthly. That's $37-something thousand a month right here. Now, I want you guys to think, let's look at some small numbers here. So let's just say your 5 go get 5. that's 25, and they go get 5, that's 125, right? So 125 people, which you should be able to have very quickly in a week, really, but no longer than a month. So let's just say you got 125 people, and you're getting paid $3.80 on each one of those. That's already $475 a month residually for you. Now, in America right now, there's a lot of people who are only $500 away a month of losing their homes. That means if their income decreased $500, they would lose their homes. This, you guys, is a blessing to people. Okay, and this is just one of the ways of getting paid. So let's just say now you're at the 4th level and you got 625 people. That's already $2,300 residually. And they also have a 100% matching bonus. So what does that mean? That means if you personally sponsored me and I made $2,000 this week in these ways that I'm showing you, guess what you just made? You just made an extra $2,000. They have a 100% matching bonus. That's the reason we chose iMarkets Live. So our strategy, you guys, here is to turbocharge your income. With World Global Network, you're going to build with GBO Club, you're going to build a massive, massive network by being a member of GBO Club. Because again, every week we're going to be batching out different people to these companies. We're not going to send 1 or 2 people into each one of these companies. When we do a batch, we're sending over hundreds of people at one time. So if you're already in and positioned, and then we do another batch next week, these people are going to be going and following you and falling underneath you in each one of these companies. So with this network, with GBO Club, you're going to be able to build a big network. Okay, so one of the things I want you to understand is when you personally sponsor your 5, those same people are going to be your direct sponsors in World Global Network, in Carrot Bars, in iMarkets Live, in Hop Rockets, and all of their 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. They go with you in each company. So for the same amount of work, you're going to get paid from multiple companies, multiple streams of income. Now, remember I told you one of the other problems that we solved in the industry. The most common problems is the money. We just solved that for you because we have funding available for those of you who want it. The recruiting is not a problem because even the people you are sponsoring don't pay anything out of pocket. And then the retention. We have solved that problem as well with the retention because people aren't dropping out because they didn't pay anything and they're already earning income. So as soon as they plug into these companies, they're going to start generating income. So who's going to quit? You're earning income you didn't even pay to join the programs. Right? So we've solved all these problems. Now, the other problem of what happens in the industry is when you have to start all over because a company changed their comp plan or they went out of business or whatever it is. Here's how we solved that. So let's just say Jeunesse went out of business tomorrow, right? And they were gone. I mean, we're not doing Jeunesse anymore, but this is just an example. Well, usually if you're part of that company, you would have to start all over. Your income immediately stops. But here with GBO Club, guess what? We're not panicked, because we're still making money already from World Global Network, Carrot Bars, iMarket Live, Hop Rockets. Our income does not stop. We don't have to rebuild, and then we can just replace Jeunesse with a different company. Are you guys understanding the power of this business model? You no longer will have to start and rebuild a company again with GBO Club. This is powerful, you guys, unlike anything I've seen. Now, I want you to maximize your income potential through multiple streams of income. I'm all about multiple streams of income, okay, because I've made that mistake where I've had one stream of income before, and that's the reason I own multiple companies now, is because it's all about the multiple streams, because you don't know what's going to happen in life, right? So here, I want you guys to understand this. Your first level is 5 individuals that you've personally sponsored. We want you to work with your team and care about people's success. This isn't about you going to making $1 million. This isn't about the leaders. This is about a business model that has been developed to make everyone successful, not just the leaders, not just the big builders, but the average person to be able to come in, plug in, and see tremendous success in the home-based business industry for the first time for a lot of you. So you're going to help your 5 get 5. Now you have 25 individuals. On your 4th level, you're going to have 125 individuals. On your 5th level, that's 3,125 individuals. And then it just keeps growing and growing, and it gets to crazy numbers. This creates momentum and duplication. Okay, so now I want to go back very, very quickly here so you can understand the magnitude of what we're talking about. So On that 5th level, you have 3,000 individuals. Or let's take it smaller. On the 4th level, you have 625 individuals, right? Now, when it comes to, I'm sorry that the page keeps turning there. So now when it comes to these climb bonuses with Hop Rockets, if you have 625 individuals in your organization, and I don't care if it took you 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, some of you are going to have it in the first month. We already did over 2,000 people in just a couple of weeks here. So that, my friends, is 6 different climbs that you would have done, right? Because every 100 elites, you get a climb bonus of $5,000. That's 6 different climbs you would have done. What's 6 times 5,000? Can someone type that in? What is 6 times 5,000? Anyone have a calculator? 6 times 5,000. Absolutely. Faith and Ron and Kola said the same thing, $30,000. Would that be a nice Christmas for you? Because you guys got to understand the power of this. Some people are already going to have this in our first batch. I want you guys to understand the power. Now, let's just say your 5 went out and got 5. That's 25. And those 5, you helped them get 5. That's 125. That's still 1 climb. That's $5,000. On your 5th level, when you're at 3,000, you're looking at $150,000 you would have made in Hop Rockets on that 4th level. And we're already at 2,000. Are you guys getting the picture? And remember, people fall under you every time we do a batch. That's the power of the club. Okay, that's the power of the leverage that you can have with our membership. Okay, I don't care if it took you a year to get to this, to 3,125 on that level. That's $150,000 you would have made next year. But I can guarantee you, well, I'm not going to say that, but I can pretty much tell you that right now there are individuals that are already going to be hitting these kind of numbers here just next month alone. Okay, and we just started. We're only 4 weeks old. Okay, so very, very powerful. So you have multiple streams of income and bonuses with Hop Rockets, World Global Network, Carrot Bars, iMarket Live, etc. And remember, you're still going to get the actual products from these companies as well. Okay, Darcy says, my team. Absolutely. When you guys understand these comp plans, it's not about the monthly membership and the subscriptions. Everyone's like, well, what about the subscriptions for this company? What about this and what about that? You guys, you got to understand the magnitude of what you have your hands on. Okay, it's not about nitpicking this down to death. It's about understanding the magnitude. Because if you do that, you will miss an amazing opportunity that can change your life. I can just promise you that. So the requirements, of course, you got to be 18 years and above. Only 1 account is allowed per government-issued ID. Now, you can sign up your spouse or your children separately, but they all need to have their own government-issued ID. So what this is saying is that you can't personally go and sign up more than 1 account. Everyone must have a government-issued photo ID. You must have a bank checking account, okay, and a copy of a voided check. Now, we don't take prepaid credit card, checks and stuff. It's a real bank account. Why is that? Because again, we're funding you without good credit, right? Who in the world is going to give you $8,500 or $18,000 and you don't have a bank account, right? We want to make sure that you are who you say that you are. So we want to make sure you have a banking account. And again, once we do a certain phase of funding, they just want to make sure you have a certain amount in there, okay? So that way we know that you're really someone for real. You're not trying to take advantage of the company or the organization and disappear on us, okay? So we also want to make sure you have proof of residence, of course, utility bill or any kind of a form that shows that you do live at that residence. And we want you to create a new Gmail account. Why is this? We want you to do that because you're going to get some correspondence from our company, or from the company, I should say. I'm just an affiliate like you guys, but from the company, you're going to get correspondence from them. So we want to make sure it doesn't get lost in all the other emails that you get. So just go ahead and create a new Gmail account or something. And then you have to have a physical home address. And there's no P.O. boxes allowed for that, okay? So, and again, the financing company has their own requirements, and that is always subject to change, okay? Because they're the controlling party, so to speak. Now, what are you going to do to get started? Because you're sitting there saying, Bishop, this is really, really cool. What do we do to get started? Well, number one, you're going to go to the main website, gboclub.com. You're going to click on step 1, which is to register. You're going to create a username and password. And then step 2, you're going to click on the financing application. and you're going to apply for the financing. You must be in the U.S. only. Sean D., who's the founder of this, showed me the other day that we were having people applying from all over the world. So that slows things down. We had people applying from Panama. We've had people applying from China, the Philippines, etc. So it slows things down because we're looking at those apps and we're going through those apps and they're like, oh, wow, these people aren't even in the country. So make sure when you show this to people, they are in the U.S. Okay, and it's a very simple process. We don't ask you for proof of income. We're not asking for tax returns, just basic information like your name, number, voided check, driver's license, so on and so forth. Now, for those of you who had bad credit, again, we are going to, or they are going to restore your credit. Okay, so we have things in place that they're going to immediately start restoring your credit. And that's because in 2016, there's amazing ideas and different things that we're going to be bringing to the GBO membership. We're talking about real estate and all kinds of other amazing things that I can't really start sharing with you guys yet. I just have the privilege of knowing these things from me being in corporate office almost every day. But there's some amazing things in the works, so we want to restore your credit before we release those things. Now, so you can participate. So if you have bad credit, we're going to take care of that for you. Then you're going to click on step 3, which is register the funds distribution. Okay, that's another part that you're going to click on. Now, what's going to happen with those funds? We are not going to send that $8,500, which is the first phase of funding, to you directly. What we're going to do is we're going to put those funds into an attorney-client trust account, and then when we do that batch that you're in for that week, those funds will be sent directly to those organizations and those networking companies that I just went over with you, and then you will be positioned in those companies. Why are we doing that? Well, common sense is that if we give a lot of people this money themselves, they're not going to use it for the GBO club, right? They're not going to go and join all these companies. They're going to say, oh, it's the holidays. I need to go buy presents, and oh, I need to pay off some bills, or I want to go buy a car, and all this kind of stuff. So we want to make sure the funds are not mismanaged, and we want to make sure that they're used for the purpose that they're giving you the funds, okay? So they're going to actually get you involved in these organizations for you, okay? Now, step 1, of course, you have different options. OPM, which stands for other people's money. Leverage other people's money, you guys. Now, who's taking the risk here? Is it you taking the risk here, or is it GBO Club taking the risk here? Now, I can tell you guys that all of this was just an idea weeks ago, and it grew so quickly because people were like, wow, this is ingenious. This is solving every problem in the home-based business industry that it currently exists today. And so the founder, Sean D., he's taking this very seriously. He went and bought a building in Glendale, California, and on the second floor is entirely devoted to GBO Club. It's 14,000 square foot, but they just bought the building. They went ahead and bought the building. It's a $6 million building, so they're taking this very serious. And so we are doing presentations there every single day at 7:30, etc. They're funding you guys now without the credit check. So who's taking the risk? GBO Club is, right? But they're betting on the fact that you are someone who is tired of struggling. You are someone who's been looking for success in the home-based business industry, and you're willing to really get out there and work and help create your own success. We're betting on the fact that you not only care about your success, but you care about other people's success. That's what we're betting on. And we're betting that as you get involved in here and you start earning your commissions, that you're going to pay back your loan, okay? Now, we don't tell you when to pay back your loan. You can pay it back very quickly because, to be honest with you guys, if you get your 5 and help your 5 get 5, you should be earning enough money in all these programs to pay back your loan very, very quickly. But they're not asking you to pay it back in the first month or whatever. They're going to extend it out to a year and 2 years and 3 years, okay? So you have time to pay your loan, okay? But again, as you make this money, just pay back your loan, so it's going to boost your credit as well, okay? And then, of course, you can do self-financing if that's what you want to do. And you say, hey, you know what, I have the money for all of this. Then you can go ahead and do self-financing if that suits you better as well, because some people have opted to do that. So we also have social media and marketing tools that we have coming. There's tons of different benefits, and we believe that we're blessed to be a blessing, okay? That's what I believe. We're blessed to be a blessing to other people. That's what GBO Club is all about. In fact, a good friend of mine and a tremendous leader, Judy, she says, you know what, Bishop? She called me one day and she goes, GBO Club to me doesn't stand for global business opportunity. It stands for God bless others, God blessing others, because that's how she looks at this. This is really, you know, there's a lot of hurt people right now in this industry, you guys. Let's just be real. There's people that have been involved in organizations and they've built really strong and hard, and the company's disappointed them and it left them in hurting positions. Or there's people that are working a job and the 401ks have disappeared. There's a lot of hurt people out there. Great people. They didn't do anything wrong, right? They may have mismanaged some money, or they may have, you know, not been the smartest when it comes to being an entrepreneur, but they're good people, right? And they're just in bad situations. And so I believe with all my heart and soul that this is a vehicle to help a lot of people get back on their feet. Now, is the system perfect? No, we're just starting. Are there going to be changes? Of course. We're just starting the company, right? There's different changes. Just like Jeunesse, we took out the company Jeunesse because we found different systems that were more of a greater fit. We just rearranged some things so our members benefit more. So of course there's going to be different things. Now I can tell you that Sean D is in the office nonstop. He and the staff, the IT people, the people working with the different funding partners from around the world, nonstop to make all of this happen for each and every one of us. So don't be surprised, you know, if one day we're doing this and then we make an adjustment. But all the adjustments have been great. They've been in our favor, in our benefit. So, and again, for example, in the very beginning, they did check credit and they were just giving people out $18,000. They were, you know, trying to fund people at $18,000. And then they said, you know what, a lot of people have bad credit. Let's put together a different program where we don't even check the credit. And so that's what they did. They went out and got the funding partners who agreed to do that. And all they want to do is make sure you have at least $400 in your bank account. They don't take it. They just make sure that you have that in there. So that way, as you build your business, they know you have some money in your bank account to be able to pay the loan. Okay, and that's very reasonable, you guys. They're not asking for proof of income. They're not asking for tax returns, all this different kind of stuff. They're taking the risk that there are good people in the home-based business industry who want to change lives. And so this has been my time, you guys. And Ron says, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Absolutely. And Marissa says, I like God bless others. Yeah, Marissa, I loved it when Judy called me and said that. And I shared it with Sean, and he was absolutely blown away. And you guys, you know, I can tell you, because I'm not corporate. I just want to make that clear to you guys. I'm just an affiliate, just like the rest of you, right? I'm not corporate. I'm just one of the leaders. I'm there in the office. I see what's going on. And I can tell you they are working around the clock for each and every one of us. This is such a unique business model to the home-based business industry. GBO Club does not pay you directly. This is one of the things I love. They do not pay you directly. You're going to get paid directly from all these different companies, directly from World Global Network, Carrot Bars, Hop Rockets, iMarkets Live. Those companies are going to pay you directly because you're actually a part of those companies, you and your team. Okay, so this is powerful, you guys. Your team is going to go with you in the same position to each company. Multiple streams of income for the same amount of work. Why work harder when you can work smarter, right? So recognize this opportunity for what it is. You're going to earn and learn at the same time. If you want to invite people to our next presentation, the person who invited you to this one or your leader will let you know when our next webinar is going to be and when our next daily call is going to be. If you're in California, you can come to the corporate office. Okay, you can come to the corporate office. They'll send you that information, and you can come to our presentations. We have a presentation tonight at 7:30 there. But I can tell you guys, the excitement that I've seen from people in this has been tremendous. The lives that I know are about to change from this is I mean, I can't even put it into words, you guys, what people are going to have accomplished here in the next 8 to 12 weeks. People's lives are literally going to be changed. Remember, every time we do a batch, these people are going into your organization. Just think about that. And all we're asking is get 5. I think that's a fair deal for someone who's going to pay for you to be in all these organizations on your behalf, and they're taking all the risk, and they're just saying, hey, we just want you to bring 5, and guess what? We're going to fund them as well. No money out of pocket for them. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is to think business. Okay, this is for business thinking individuals. The reason I'm saying that is a lot of people started looking at this business model and suddenly they started turning it into what it really isn't. Okay, we want to make sure we are attracting the right kind of people, people that want to build a business, business-minded people. Okay, so when the company says, hey, we want a voided check to make sure it's really your checking account, We're not looking for people that are going to throw a fit about that, because the reality is you can't go get a loan yourself from the bank to start a business. Okay, that's just the reality with your credit scores. We know what they are. So the company's bending over backwards. I mean, you got to provide a voided check just even to join World Global Network and Carrot Bars and these companies, right? So be business minded here, you guys. People are taking the risk for you. So we want you to be business minded. Okay, they're not asking for all kinds. They're not saying, hey, put up your house, put up your car. They're not asking for any of that. They're just saying, hey, provide the necessary stuff that we're asking for, driver's license, voided check, blah, blah, blah. All of that is just because that's what the companies are going to require to position you in them as well. And of course, if we're going to give you the money, we want to make sure you really are who you say you are, because there's a lot of identity theft and different things happening. Okay, so we appreciate you guys being here. Absolutely. And Darcy says not even a cash checking place. They need that information too as well. You are absolutely right. And so it kind of boggles my mind over the past few days how some people's mindsets have been. And so I want to make it very clear that this is for business people, and it's not for everyone, okay? So we want to make sure we're attracting the right kind of people, people that want to build a business, okay? And they know, okay, you know what, these people are going to help fund me to build a massive business. Over 40 different ways of getting paid, 40 income streams, you guys. Okay, now if you don't have the $400 in there, once you get approved, before you're going to get an email that says you've been approved, etc. Then they're just going to want to verify that it is your bank account and you have at least $400 in there. They're not going to touch the money. They just want to verify. Now, so all you got to do is make sure that that's there. Okay, and I mean that's, come on, you guys. Okay, I mean let's not be ridiculous here. The company is bending over backwards, and this is the funding partners requirements because they're not checking your credit anymore. Okay, so I'm very excited to be here, you guys. We are growing. We're on the ground floor. Of course, there's, you know, when you build something from the ground floor, that's where the dirt's at, right? Because you're on the ground floor. That's where the sand and the dirt is, and that's where you have to develop things. And I can tell you what I've seen happen in 4 weeks. I've been on the advisory board of big companies in this industry, and I can tell you what I've seen Sean D and his staff do in the first 4 weeks here. These last 4 weeks has blown me away. What they've accomplished in 4 weeks, when this was just an idea weeks ago. So for him to go buy a building, for them to renovate that building, for them to start online presentations, for them to put together the websites, for them to hire the staff, for them to now have the funding in place, and people are getting their funding notices now, and we're sending over the first batch, and for them to have made contracts and set up partnerships with these companies. That's a tremendous feat and accomplishment that they've done in 4 weeks, and I'm so blessed to be a part of this, and I'm so thankful for the person that showed this to me to be a part of this. So I hope you guys are seeing the blessing that's here, and hopefully you guys are willing to adjust as we move forward, because there will be adjustments from time to time, but everything is in our favor. So with that, you guys, I appreciate you guys being here. That's my time. I do have to get dressed and actually head to corporate office because I got to do a presentation there live. And so I appreciate you guys. You will be able to have access to your back office here any moment. I was there yesterday and talked to the IT people and stuff, so they're working on it very, very extensively to where you can log in now and see your genealogies and all that kind of stuff. So they are working on that, and that will be finalized any day now. So I'm actually there. I'm in the office, and I talk to the people, and I see everything. And so they're working very, very hard on our behalf, and I personally appreciate everything that they are doing for us. And so look at the bigger picture here, you guys, is really the story. Okay, look at the bigger picture. Look at the magnitude of what we have our hands on. And Sean says it best. If it's not for you, you can go join one of these companies yourself. Just go join one of them and try to build the regular way. You know, we're not forcing anyone to be a part of GBO Foundation. So that's why I'm saying now, moving forward, I want people to have a business mindset. Because you don't have to do this. You can go build the hard way. Right? Or you can go try to get a loan yourself from a company to go start whatever business it is that you want to do. If you want to start a bakery or something, and see if you get a loan. Otherwise, we need you to be business-minded, to be understanding with the qualifications and different things that they're asking of us is very, very minimal and doable, and it's a blessing for all of us. Okay, you guys, this is my time. I do need to go. I appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us here today. If you're looking at this, and you're a number one. I call it a number one. You're looking at this and you're saying, Bishop, this is amazing. This is exactly what I've been looking for to change my life moving forward. Because here's the deal, you guys. If you don't change your thinking and the way you do things, next year is going to be the exact same as this year, 2015. I can promise you, your outer world is a direct result of your inner world. When I talk to people and I have certain conversations with people, by the way they respond to things, lets me know exactly why they're in certain situations that they're in. You've got to change your thinking to change your life. And accountability is the mother of all change. You have to take accountability for where you are, because here's the thing. You can't keep going through life blaming the economy, blaming your spouse, blaming your mother, blaming your employer, blaming your children, blaming people for where you are. Wherever you are at right now, today, is a direct result of the decisions you've made. Period. End of discussion. But the beautiful thing about that is if you created lack in your life and frustrations and chaos, you can create the exact opposite, right? God gave us all the power to create the exact opposite, okay? But you have to take that accountability and at some point look in the mirror and say, you know what? I have the capability and the power and everything to absolutely change my life. I can't blame anyone else anymore. Let me change my life. So if you want 2016 to be different, you got to change your thinking, because the thinking that got you into your situation does not possess the thinking to get you out of it. Let me say this again. The thinking that got you into your situation does not possess the thinking to get you out of it. So that means if you're going into things with your same mindset and think that you're going to get different results, you're wrong. You're fooling yourself. You've got to shift your thinking and start listening to people that are where you want to be on how you can get there too. Okay, so change your thinking, you guys. Change your strategy up, and 2016 can absolutely change for you. So as we grow and as different things happen with the organization and different changes and stuff, think about how your response is. Okay, wealth creates and poverty reacts. You need to respond from an entrepreneurial, wealthy mindset. Okay, so I don't want to keep going on with that because I can go on forever because I'm a very passionate person when it comes to that, because I know how my life has changed because I started changing the way that I think and the way that I look at things and view things. It's nothing external is causing your problems. Whatever problems you have right now are internal, and you got to deal with that. You got to adjust your thinking. You got to renew your mind, right? So you got to renew your mind. So, okay, you guys, I appreciate you. Love all of you guys. I appreciate all the hard work all of you leaders have been doing. Darcy, Faith, and Ron, and Marissa, and all of you amazing people. I appreciate you guys 100%. For all the hard work that you're doing, and Judy and everyone, and Dell. Just really appreciate you guys for everything that you're doing, and David and stuff. And so appreciate you guys. Let's keep building this thing. Let's stay focused on what this is, because a lot of you are getting yourselves lined up for a tremendous holiday season, and next year is absolutely going to rock and roll. And I can't wait to be on cruises with you guys. I do know they're working on cruises and stuff for us next year, so the whole club and membership can go on cruises together and some amazing things. So I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you here in the future. You're welcome. Vanessa says, thank you, Bishop. You're absolutely welcome. And Julia says, think what to think. Absolutely. I'm a firm believer in it, you guys. My life, has changed dramatically because of the way that I just shifted. I just changed the way that I thought, and everything else around me changed. If you want your environment to change, change who you are, and everything else and everyone else will absolutely change with you. I went from struggling to now I can travel anywhere in the world, and everything still runs on autopilot. Me and my wife have a whole different situation now. I'm able to spend all my time with my kid. I run multiple companies from my home that have employees around the world. None of that would have happened if I didn't start changing me, if I didn't start changing the way that I think, if I didn't start changing what I was letting in to my mindset. I would not be here today. It's just that simple. Okay, so don't let these little things stop you. Don't let, I got to have $400 in my account, stop you. Are you kidding me? You're worth more than that. And here's the last thing I'm going to leave you guys with. A lot of people are working jobs that they don't like right now, right? 95% of the entire population is working in jobs that they don't like for people that they don't like. And they're getting underpaid, underappreciated, and undervalued. Here's what I want you to understand. If you go, every time you go and log in and clock in to a job that you don't like, okay, if you love your job, that's different, and it's your dream job, that's great. I applaud you. But if you're doing that for jobs that you don't like, I want you to listen to this statement very, very carefully. Every time you clock in for a job that you don't like, you are literally telling your boss that his dreams are more important than yours. You are telling your boss that his or her dreams are more important than yours. And this is why, because you're willing to go there for 40 hours a week, 30 hours a week. It boggles my mind that people will spend so much time and energy for someone else's dream, but then for their own dream, they're not willing to work 30 minutes a week. For their own dream, they're not willing to fight. Fighting for your dream is the one fight you will never, ever regret. Your dream is worth it, right? Stop building other people's dream and start building your own dream, okay? And I believe that GBO Club is a vehicle to help you build your own dreams, okay? So don't clock in and tell your boss every single day that his dreams are more important than your own. And you go there and you work 40 hours a week, but then someone shows you a way for you to start changing your life, have your own dreams happen, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Oh, man, how much work is that going to be? Oh, I got to have $400 in my account. Oh, I got to send a voided check. Are you kidding me? But for your boss, if you go there and they tell you, hey, fill this out, give us this, we want that, you go do it right away without question. If they tell you, hey, go get some coffee, hey, fill this form out, hey, give us a voided check, hey, go do this, you do it like a robot. But then when it comes to your own dream, you question it. You have a problem. You have all these roadblocks on why you can't get up and make it happen. Please stop changing your mindset. Start changing the way that you think, because your life is worth it. Your kids are worth it. You are worth it. But you have to realize that you have to take action, and you've got to start fighting for your life. It's not my job to fight for your life. Do you guys realize so many people around the world will not participate in their own success? So many people around this world. It's amazing to me. I try to help so many people around the world, and they will not participate in their own success. I have clients that pay me $10,000 to $100,000 to work with me for a year. And it's amazing. They'll pay me all this money to help them and stuff, and they won't even participate in their own success. You just paid me all this money, but you don't even want to work for your own success. Are you kidding me? Participate in your own success. It's not my job, Darcy's job, Faith's jobs, GBO Club's job, Sean's job. We are here to assist you, but you have got to start fighting for your dream if you want your dream to change. Okay, you guys, so that's been my time. I feel like my good friend Les Brown, because I'm starting to go on this whole personal development rant, but this is what I do, and I'm passionate about this, as you guys see. You know, I'm passionate about your lives changing, and passionate about your generations for, you know, your legacy for generations to come. So many people die, but not everyone lives, right? The graveyard is the richest place. Why? Because people die with so many amazing dreams that they never did, inventions and things that they never created, and companies that they never started. Come on, you guys. It's time to wake up. It's time to fight. So with that said, I'll let you guys go. Darcy and Faith are going to have a question and answer call opportunity at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the number right there. Make sure you write that down. You guys can join them. They're going to answer questions for you guys and do some Q&A for you guys and kind of go over this a little bit more in detail. And so I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing day. I'm going to leave this open for about another 60 seconds here. I'm going to go ahead and stop talking, but I'm going to leave this open and give you guys some time to write that number down and join Faith and Darcy and her team. And I can tell you guys, Darcy and Faith and all of them are amazing leaders. I'm so honored to be working with them. We're up sometimes to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning still talking. And so, you know, I'm just blessed to be around so many amazing people in my life and in business as well. And so I appreciate you, Darcy, for everything that you're doing and bringing to the table, and Judy and all of you guys and Marissa. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to go ahead and leave this open. And Faith said 4 a.m. Absolutely. I don't know how many times I've been up to 4 a.m. now. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have an amazing day. And I'm going to leave this open for another minute so you can write down that number. And you guys, I will talk to you guys the next time. Take